minuscule is definitely how I would describe faculty-student relations.
I would have to say acting like they just don't care and they're just coming in and doing what they need to do to get done with the day, because that's another thing that would probably stop me from approaching a teacher, because then I would really feel like I'm wasting their time because they act like they don't want to be there. And if I want to talk to them about something that I need help with or something that I'm interested in, it's just going to seem like I'm holding them up from going home or doing something else other than being there.
Some of the characteristics that makes me hesitant about contacting the instructor is when they're almost too professional, that they're on this higher standard than we are, that they know more, that they're the one giving us this knowledge and they're putting us in our place.
When I ask a question, they make it seem like I was really wrong. What did I ask? I remember I asked the question and the way you delivered the answer kind of got me embarrassed. Like I was so wrong. I didn't know.
I respect when a teacher will treat me like an adult because, I am paying to be here. I am devoting my time. And, I don't like being treated like a little kid when I don't need to be. That's a big thing for me, is just having a level of respect between me as a student and then them as the teacher.
Maybe they don't want to engage with the students. They're there for that paycheck. There are people like that. Like when you go to your job, other jobs, not just teaching, you just go there and pick up the paycheck and you don't care anything about the job. You just want to take off. Some instructors are like that. The faculty members need to be, I guess, like activators. They need to, each class session maybe say, hey, do you guys have any questions? Some faculty that I've had before in my classes, they don't even ask that. Ask, like, do you guys have any questions? They just keep powering through the lecture, powering through just to get done.
But even before contacting a teacher, I would contact a fellow student or, multiple students in the same class. And if I didn't get a response, then I would bug the teacher, because I know teachers have lives, plus, they're dealing with our work, and so it's kind of like a last resort.
The book the book can only give us so much. The text itself can only give us so much. Not every student, I struggle with this in high school too, not every student is going to understand that paragraph. We need that. That's where I feel like our professors there. That's our professors. In a sense, their duty to be there. Is if we were just gonna be stuck with the text, stuck with the syllabus, why is the professor there to begin with?
But I would also have those teachers that I felt like balling up paper and throwing it at them, because I was just like, you really should not be here. You're just coming to work, going through the motions because you're just falling back on this teaching job. So basically what I look for is that teacher that goes up and says, I get up every day for this. Are you going to? Are you going to show up to class? Because I show up every day to class. Are you going to come? Are you going to have excuses? Because I don't.
I love hearing about how the professor overcame their hardships and what they had to go through, that you kind of you're able to relate to them more. And it goes back a little bit to the superiority thing. You don't feel like they're so far above you. You feel like you can accomplish the same thing. Yeah.
Because I want to know the steps they took. I want to know how did they get to the point that they're at. Because especially if they're the same major that I'm going into and that I'm trying to be, I want to know how they did it, what kind of advice they have, what kind of even opportunities that they can give to me, what kind of resources do they have to their disposal that could potentially help me out. To me, I feel that's the most valuable thing.
Some of the characteristics that draw me to an instructor, they have to be passionate about the topic, but they have to make it relatable to the student.
I'm more drawn to a professor when he or she is more passionate about the subject, just because it makes me feel like, oh, this is important because it means a lot to this person. So it's more meaningful I take it as more meaningful when the professor is more passionate about a subject, because I care about it a lot more.
Because when they tell stories or they try and make it interesting, you really pay attention, and you'll know the material because you are paying attention, and it just makes the class more enjoyable.
Just smile more. Always have a smile on your face when you are teaching. Yeah.
Some of the things that draw me to instructors are how forthcoming they are with their material and how their contact information, and also after class on how open they are to talking to students instead of just cutting the class short and leaving right after it's over, or staying to get a little more rapport with their students and go over the material, sometimes certain questions in a different light.
Since I've came to the school, I've had nothing but help, and it's just because it's a way better campus than RCC in terms of I went to the Norco campus. So as soon as I came here, boom, boom, 2 semesters later, I'm ready to graduate. How did that happen? I didn't even think I was gonna graduate this year, but as soon as I came here, council and department, ready to take people in. Oh, I don't have to wait a week for an appointment. But even on top of that, it's just like the teachers I've had here, I approach them like I do all my teachers, they look me dead in my eye.
I would like to let them know that I do appreciate them when they show they care, you know, when they go the extra mile to help out a student in need. It's not unnoticed, yeah, and it's not, you know, unappreciated.